Everyone, welcome back to 5-Day Crypto. My name is Chase. Hope you're doing well. Today, we're going to look at Bitcoin. We're going to look at Bitcoin on about 5 or 6 different charts. We're going to look at the upside, the downside, target levels to be watching for, bullish or bearish in the short term and the long term, all that good stuff. So if you liked the video today, give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Twitter, Telegram, and Patreon if you want to learn a little bit more than what you see in my YouTube videos. Let's go ahead and get started. The 5-day Gaussian channel for Bitcoin. What do we got going? Well, good news, right? Because guess what? This candle right here, it closes today in 8 hours, 8.5 hours as of recording. If we close this above the Gaussian channel, it would be the first time in Bitcoin's history that we've came out of the channel this quickly, one, and closed 2 green candles back to back, making higher highs. Now you might look back here. We closed 2 candles outside of it. One, they're not both green. Two, we didn't make a higher high right here. This is not higher than this candle. So first time in history, you can go all the way back. And Bitcoin has never gone into the Gaussian channel on a 5-day chart and come out of it this quickly. And we could make history in 8.5 hours from right now. What would that mean? Well, that would likely mean very bullish stuff ahead for Bitcoin in the rest of Q4. Now, are there going to be ups and downs along the way? Are we going to have 5%, 10%, maybe 15 to 20% pullbacks along the way? Of course. But that's, guess what? That's par for the course. That's par for crypto. That's what to expect. But macro levels, as you're going to see today, and a lot of charts, almost everything is bullish. So let's get to it. First and foremost, the Gaussian channel on the 5-day. Excellent signs. Now, what happens if we come back down? Well, we want to hold above that channel. And we don't even want a wick, right? We want to look like this back here. See this wick that came down and touched right at the top? This right at the top, we don't even want to come into it at all. Like if we come down, we want to wick right to it. That level right now is just shy of 50K. So 49.7, 49.5. Look at it, also corresponds to kind of these candles. So this candle closed at 49.506. That's the highest closing candle right here since this one. So if we come back down, we want to remain above that, remain above the channel. They're both right there together. So that's a good sign. If in the next few days to maybe a week or two, we have a pullback, which would be perfectly healthy. We've had some substantial moves up over the past couple weeks, and we need maybe to build a more solid foundation. However, we don't have to in the short term. We could certainly go to 59, 60K. Before that, we could certainly just blast all-time highs. Nothing would surprise me at this point. We have the momentum behind us. The stochastic RSI is your momentum kind of measure, and on the daily and the weekly, those are looking pretty good. So let's get to let's look at the Bollinger Bands first. Let's take off the Gaussian channel and look at the Bollinger Bands. So the 5-day looking pretty good, right? We held support on the median line, good sign. Let's drop down to the 3-day and look. See how these are diverging from each other, and the mouth is opening, right? Look at back here, something similar, right? Move up, mouth opening, higher highs. Go back and look at anything in history. As the mouth opens, your price action's on top. Just good sign. So on the 3-day particularly, let's look at the daily. So the daily, we're still way up here. Now notice how this is swinging up, right? Starting to get parallel. It's not necessarily a power move, but look at the bullish. The longer you can hold closer to this top side is more bullish. Let's go back and look. So see how the bottom of this bar kind of the Bollinger Band, the bottom one kind of flipped up and went parallel with this. You could still go up in this channel. Go back and look at all the up moves, right? You could still continue on for a prolonged period of time. It's when that top line starts flipping over is when your kind of warning sign is of the move potentially ending. So until we see that, I mean, this could open back up and still going. We could go up for a while. All right, let's go look at what else we got. How about the daily chart for Bitcoin USD on our exponential moving averages, our 21, our 50, our 100, and our 200-day exponential moving averages. Notice how we got a little bit tangled up before our explosive move. And that is also par for the course in history. Look back here. So in my opinion, I think we're in one of two spots. Let's look right here. So I think we're either just starting a move like this, and right, we're going to have a little bit, another maybe a couple weeks to maybe a month of consolidation before our bigger moves come like this, or we're literally right here and this is coming in the not so distant future, like in the next couple weeks even. Are we in something like this, or are we something like this? I think we're one of two spots. So either way, I think we're pretty good for the foreseeable future. So we'll see. This is an awful big power move. Look at the move and separation of these lines right now. That is pretty impressive. Bitcoin on the daily chart looking a little bit overextended, but maybe 5-10% pullback over a week's period would not surprise me, and that would be perfectly healthy. On the daily chart, if you're a more short-term trader, let's look at some levels to watch. Well, first and foremost, you want to just look for fundamentals, your previous high candle right here. When we come back down, if we come back down, that would be likely decent support where this closed at 55,339. If we break that, you got to look at your next level. What is that? I'm glad you asked. It's your lows right here, wherever this candle closed, that 53,797. So if we break one, we probably go into the next one. If we break that one, what's the next one? Do you see anything here? No, but sometimes you just got to look left, right over here. This will likely be our next level on the daily chart to be watching. There you go, 52.6, roughly right in 52.7. 52.698 is where this candle closed. That would be your third level. Now, if you break that, it gets a little bit more concerning, because why? Well, look how far down this one is. There's not really a whole lot between there. So one of these three levels on the daily chart will likely hold. That would be all we need, right? Just a healthy pullback to one of these levels before continuation. Now notice this big move. As long as we can have a little bit of red every now and again, this move can continue longer than most people are ready for. Certainly, if you're waiting for a pullback, you could be waiting for a while. But if you get just these nice tear ups and then a baby pullback, 2 steps up, 1 step back, that can continue for a while. So everything's looking good so far out of Bitcoin. Now let's go to the next chart and see what we got. This is off to the weekly now. What do we got here? Well, our 8-week simple moving average in the blue here. And historically speaking, when we get real bullish, we tend to hold that as support, as we did the whole last move up from last October all the way till when we broke below it. That was kind of our warning sign. So as we move up again, let's look at that, and hopefully will be our key indicator as our support band. Now, if we break that, we have our Bitcoin bull market support band, which is simply our 20-week simple moving average in the red and our 21-week exponential moving average in the green here. So when we come back down, that is your key level of support, which we've held pretty good since breaking above it. As long as we continue to hold that and move to the upside, yeah, there'll be probably pullbacks every now and again to it. If not, then look at the 8-week. If we break the 8-week, we have to hold that green line. The exponential is always going to move a little bit faster when prices are moving up, because that's what the exponential is. It accounts for more recent price action at a heavier weight than the simple moving average, just weights everything the same. So hopefully you learned something. So watch that, put it on your chart if you're not already. Okay, next chart. We have the monthly Bitcoin chart. So this is going back to 2015 on a monthly scale here. Each candle is 1 month. So my point in showing you this is look how close we are to an all-time high closing monthly candle. We could potentially do this month in October. We still have 19 and a half days left, right? Halloween night. Look at this candle close. It's not 65K, 58.8. If we closed October at 58.8 or higher, I'd like to close it right 59. You want to close a higher and not necessarily kind of double top. You don't want to do that. You want to close, if we close October's candle at 58.9 or higher, 60K, get ready. The potential fireworks have been lit. When you break previous all-time highs, look at this candle. What happened when we broke that? Let's draw it. You break this, look at the explosive move. I would expect something similar if and when we break this move. Look at that explosive move. How many reds do you see there? 0. We'll probably do something like that. This will probably be the catalyst we need. To get to 100K, all we have to do is close our highest monthly candle, and we're ready. All right, just giving you the big picture. Now let's go look at Bitcoin dominance and see what's going on. Why are alts kind of bleeding when Bitcoin's moving up? Usually the market kind of, whatever way Bitcoin goes, the rest of the market kind of goes that way as well. However, as Bitcoin dominance rises, case in point, rising up, right? The Gaussian channel can be a little confusing to see that because it color codes the candle. But look at the dominance jump here. The dominance simply is the Bitcoin's control over the rest of the market, alts, right? So as that's moving up, Bitcoin is gaining strength. So alts kind of, the money is flowing over to Bitcoin. So as that drops, when Bitcoin dominance drops, it doesn't mean necessarily that Bitcoin prices are dropping. It means it's letting loose on the reins so the rest of the crypto market can flourish. So as you see here, these are 5-day candles. If we get a red 5-day candle, like something like this, that's when alts will suddenly turn green. Do we think that's going to happen? Well, maybe one every now and again, but for the rest of Q4, I would expect this to generally continue to snake its way up. And an important level will be once it's above 50. When Bitcoin dominance gets above 50, it tends to take off. And I would suspect that Bitcoin will really put in some moves once we clear kind of these kind of areas, 49, 50K, or 49 to 50 on the Bitcoin dominance level. That's when you'll see the more explosive move, in my opinion. Now, put this back on the Gaussian channel, which I wanted to show you here. Look back to this level back in here, 2017. Going to the bear market, yes, but the dominance looking very similar to this kind of pattern. Look at this drop, kind of this W pattern, going back into the red Gaussian channel. Look how the similarities are. So I would expect this to continue to kind of relatively play out in the similar fashion. As we see, if this starts playing out and we approach up to 50, we kind of get through our median line and start mirroring this. Yeah, Bitcoin, and if this happens again, I would say Bitcoin's, if not already at 100K, exploding through 100K when these kind of levels occur again. You could see that could take potentially another couple months, if not more, right? So here's 2022 already right here. So you could see how that could take us well into 2022, even next summer, before Bitcoin's kind of really showing its true strength and putting in well into price discovery, 100K, 150K, whatever. So this is kind of the pattern I'm watching for the dominance. And the faster this rises, the more alts are going to struggle, just like you're seeing right now. So Bitcoin is the safest place to be right now, in my opinion, and not just my opinion, right? You can see it for yourself. Bitcoin is rising and alts are either slowly moving up or even bleeding quite harshly against it. And that's just because Bitcoin's strengthening its grip on the rest of the market, and money, the big money, is going over to that. Now, as Bitcoin, gets to, 80K, 100K, whatever, and people start taking profits, they're not necessarily going to take profits into, USD or stable coins. They'll take them back into alts. Ethereum will still have a great move, in my opinion, this run up. I think Ethereum will be, 15 to 20K, if not more. I think, 15K is pretty solid, conservative, and let's look at Ethereum right now. That's only 3,500. So I'm thinking at least 5x out of Ethereum from here. So that will likely not occur, though, until Bitcoin has done its move in a pretty substantial way. So keep that in mind. I'll help you along the way. You can join us on Telegram. I'll try to help you out there. We also have a private Telegram, which I do daily videos if you want to learn more about this stuff. So let's go look at one final chart here. And the weekly momentum, look how we came back down in here, and now we flip back around. So this is your momentum. It's the stochastic RSI is your momentum of the moves. So look on a weekly scale, we're going back up now. So this, you can pretty much pull this up on any scale, and it's looking pretty bullish. So there's the 3-day, even the daily, we're up in this black region, which is like just, your train is in full steam ahead right now. There's no signs of a slowdown until we creep back into the shaded area here. So until you see both of these back in 80, under 80, right? Bitcoin can remain in full power mode. So hopefully that helps somebody. Let's go look at the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. We're at 78 now, back in extreme greed. Is that good or bad? There's a case for both. Let's go look. So yeah, we're in extreme greed. Can we stay here? Well, sure. Look at this. Extreme greed for a while. Look at this. Extreme greed for a while. However, usually when you have a big drop, you have like a little mini up ramp and then a drop, right? Look at this little mini uptick right before a drop. Like any drop. See this? We're in greed. We spike up and then spike down. So are we going to do that, or are we just going to range like this? It's obviously going to be one or the other. Obviously not going out too much on a limb there. But we're either going to range for another several days to maybe a week or two, or tomorrow morning we're gonna wake up and we could be back down into fear. We'll see. But extreme greed can last for a while. So bullish macro. Okay, so we don't try to like interpret or predict what's going to happen. Just look at the data. If you wake up and we're at 70, then we're just made a new lower low, and the warnings are there of a potential drop. However, like I just said, usually if you're going to drop after that little spike up, it's usually a little bit more severe. So we will see how Bitcoin looks. But as I've shown you for the past 15 minutes, Bitcoin's looking pretty bullish for the next, potential several days at least. All right, quote of the day. Kind words do not cost much, yet they accomplish much. So just be nice. You'll be surprised how far that gets you. Car of the day. Any guesses? Someone knows this, right? Nissan Skyline GTR R34 to be specific, the model. One of the coolest cars out of Japan ever, in my opinion. Really like it. This was in actually the Fast and Furious 2 from back in the day. I actually have a model from back then that I got in the early 2000s. Check that out. It's got a little bit more tricked out version. It's got like let's see if I can get it. I can't get it up. There we go. Look at that. Engine, kind of all tricked out. The tuner version, whatever. Pretty cool. R34. I don't think I've shown you that yet. I got a bunch this kind of tuner stuff. I used to have a kind of a tuner car back in the early 2000s. RSX Type S is what I had. Toured it all over the Eastern Seaboard. Went car shows. I don't know if you're into that back in the day. Most of you are probably younger. But yeah, I like this life. I still like cars. I've liked cars my whole life. Obviously, you should be able to have guessed that. The crypto meme of the day. It's true. However, when Bitcoin's at 100K, I feel like this brick wall will ask why I didn't tell them sooner. And you probably feel the same way. The people you've told about crypto that don't listen to you or think it's garbage will suddenly change their tune when every media outlet on the planet Earth and Bitcoin is over 100K is going rampant. And that is coming in the not so distant future, in my opinion. So get ready. Everyone that's ever had anything negative to say will suddenly no longer be negative and will wonder why the hell you didn't talk to them earlier. Even though you've talked to them 100 times. So hopefully this video helped somebody somewhere, some way, somehow. And happy Tuesday. Yep. Let me know your comments, feedback. Always appreciated. Thanks so much. Twitter, Telegram, Patreon. Everything's linked below. Any questions? I'm happy to answer. I'll see you on the next video. Peace out.